What's up? I'm back and I'm making zines. That's right, I'm making little books of my art because I remembered, I do have a gigantic printer that can print high quality photos, and it literally runs on like cheap ink. And I don't know why I didn't think to just print stuff, but I don't know. So here's kind of the process of how that works, because I think a lot of people probably want to know. So here's how it works. So I have an Epson Ecotank. It's a wide format printer and it's very large. It can print up to 13 by 19 inches. So basically I start off with something called a dummy book, which is like not stapled together. It's just like a bunch of pages, and I'd have the number of pages that I want, and you write on the page what number it is. So when you take the book apart, you know what page is next to what page in sequence. Because when you staple it together, you need to know what page is next to it, like on an actual sheet of paper. So now that I know what is how it's constructed, I have to actually construct it. So I go into Photoshop to make the pages together. So I made 3 separate zines. I made one for my sketchbook, one for a mini comic that I worked on, and one of them is a bunch of illustrations that are full color. The cool thing about the Epson printer that I have, and again, this isn't like a sponsored thing, I'm just glazing it really, is that the ink is cheap. The only expensive thing is the actual printer itself. So it means that I can print full color and not have to make this in black and white, because I like black and white, but I'm coming around to color, guys. It's happening. And a lot of my sketches, I think they look better when you can have the little pops of color. Also, I like how when it's not completely desaturated, you can see that ballpoint pen is kind of blue, and I kind of like that. Even when it's black, it's kind of blue. But yeah, I did a kind of weird size, so it's technically called a B5 size. I did that in case I wanted to print them in the future, but yeah, that's it printing out. I also had a bunch of presentation paper, and I only had it in 13 by 19 because I accidentally ordered this paper twice for a class project, and I can't really use it for art prints or really anything else. So I figured this would be the perfect way to blast through this paper, because it's not really thick enough to be art prints, and I would not use it for literally anything else. So it's perfect for this because it makes it very fancy, print wise. It prints really nice on this presentation paper. I'm also laminating them, but I didn't laminate the first ones I did. So in the video, you won't see them laminated, but they will have a glossy cover. If you actually want one of them, it's on my store. I'll leave a link to it. Basically, I realized that I pay for my website, and it does have e-commerce on it, and I never have used it. So I was like, why don't I use it? So that maybe paying for an expensive website will do something instead of just hosting my comic. Maybe I could sell something. I don't know. I need to get a bone folder. Bone folders are basically little pieces of plastic that help you fold stuff. Also, since it's a weird size, I have to cut it first by scissors, and then I have a guillotine that will cut stuff later, cut it more precisely. But I kind of have to cut it with scissors because I don't have a large paper cutter. I only have one that has 12 inches max on the side. And also this entire time I was fighting my cats, so... Oh, that's bloody lovely, Saffron, get out of the way. And here's the goat. The thing that holds it all together. It's the long arm stapler. Yeah, all in all, besides the cost of the printer, making these is easy peasy, cheap. So in the future, I plan on making more books, because it really doesn't cost much, and I can get them to be the same size over and over again, so I can get it to be pretty dang consistent. I intend on kind of having a Patreon in the future. I don't know, I'll talk about that in the future video. It's not right now thing, but it's a future thing, not right now. But it's kind of hard to put this on here because filming it was hard and to get it in shot, so it does look kind of stupid when I'm doing this, but I'll show you the final stuff now. So I thought I'd show the final result. This is after I cut them with I have a large cutting thingy. What do you call it? I don't even know. A guillotine. So I cut them all on the edges so they have a nice sleek edge, because I hate it when you get a zine and it doesn't have that. So so here's all 3. The print quality is pretty dang good, I do say so myself. So I guess I'll just do a flip through of all of them. It's on my shop. It's paranormalplague.com. And it's in the shop section. I haven't made like printed stuff in so long, especially not color stuff. And yeah, I really love the results of this, and I think I'm gonna do a lot more printed stuff in the future, because I don't know, I guess I just kind of forgot that like I could use my big ass printer for something other than just printing the blue line. I used it for projects for school, but I never thought like, oh, let's make products. I don't know, I'm stupid. But here's the illustration zine. They're a bit bigger than normal zines. This is technically a B5 size, or it's like 6.5 inches by something. I don't know. I wanted it to be the B5 size because in case I wanted to professionally print these in the future, I wanted it to be a standard size. So that's that one. And then let's do the mini comic next. So this was from my one-shot, Percy's Playhouse. And I love this story, but I realize now I probably could have made it a little better, but I think it's a really cool mini comic. And the black printed really well, which I was worried about, because sometimes when you print black, it doesn't always look right, but it did this time. But I'll just start skipping. Can we skip to the good part? Yeah, so there's that one. And then here is the sketchbook zine. It made me realize I haven't done that many illustrations. Like when I was making this, I guess I got so depressed I just didn't want to like fully illustrate anything. So I also didn't have like hardly any sketches from 2025, so this is mostly 2024. And the cool thing about this is I've made previous things like where I printed out my sketchbooks, but I never did it in color, despite the fact that, you know, I do add little pops of color, and I kind of prefer it to have the color because it looks more like authentically like my sketchbook. So yeah. So this one is full color, baby. And yeah, I highly recommend the Epson Ecotank. If you can get it, it's definitely worth it because the ink is not very expensive. So you guys can print your own at home. The expensive thing is the damn printer. But it's not too hard to actually make these by yourself. So if you wanted to make a bunch of, you know, printed books, well, this is the way to go. I didn't do an inside cover because it would just take too much, like, I was trying to save on the print cost, but those are thems. They're available on my website. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.